Losing time, I'm fading fast. I just wanna make it last. Try to let go of the past. I close my eyes, embrace the blast. Sleepless nights and headaches stack. Restlessness to hell and back. What's my purpose? What do I grab? A slippery surface, a heart attack. And sometimes you just gotta believe there's something that'll give you relief. There's something that'll have what you need. What you need. We're broken, it's tragic. We're not all elastic, but maybe there's magic. Believe you could have it. And I know of sadness, the anxious and panic, the infinite vastness of all that is blackness.
Hey guys, how you going? Okay, I was nearly not here today. I nearly had a car accident yesterday. Yeah, I was quite shaken up. Not my fault, by the way. I was driving along a road and a guy came out of a bottle shop driveway. If you know what a bottle shop is, it's where you get your alcohol, right? Well, he came out of the driveway and he looked the other way but didn't look where I was coming from. And lucky I was aware and with it, because I was nearly beside him when he pulled out, and I managed to stop my car inches from him. My bonnet would have gone through his driver's side. His face was right in front of me and he was going, sorry, sorry. And I'm like, it's okay, it's okay. And he reversed back and I went, and even the traffic on the other side of the road had stopped because they seen what was happening and they didn't want to get caught up if it was an actual accident. So I was on my way shopping. It always happens when I'm on my way shopping for groceries. I've got a cat at the door as well, trying to scratch her way in here, but there's a lot of news going on, so let's get into the news. I'm here, so that's great, thank God. I could just imagine my engine in both his car and in my car as well, like being squished completely. But anyway, it's all right, I'm here. Have Snowball Choo Choo said an absolute monster. A guy who shot a pregnant woman in the head twice and blew her up with explosives is now released into the community. Cyril, who's now aged in his 50s, could not be extradited back to Malaysia as he would have to face the death penalty. Let Malaysia take care of him. This is in Australia, by the way. Okay, they're releasing criminals just into the population. Criminals from overseas. My goodness. Julie Kelly said, breaking video. For 2.5 years, Capitol Police Officer Aquilino Gonell has lied about his injuries he sustained on January 6. He's testified under oath and in federal court proceedings that he suffered near-death injuries. Yep, the new J6 contradicts it. The protesters inflicted head, shoulder, hand and foot injuries so egregiously it required surgery and medical leave, not to mention mental health trauma. In a victim impact statement made in court in May, Gonell told the judge that he was bleeding from both hands, had a maimed foot, hit on the head, sprayed with pepper spray and bear spray, beaten, punched, pushed, pulled and assaulted by many other rioters as they tried to gain entrance. Here he is for several minutes near the body of Roseanne Boylan at around 4:50 on January 6th, after the protest and violence ended. His hands show no sign of injury, nor does his shoulders as he takes off gear. His feet seem fine, he's seen kicking items out of the area, and his head, which had been protected by a riot helmet, shows no sign of injury either. Not only did he lie to Congress and federal judges in a victim impact statement, he's repeatedly lied during media interviews and on social media about his experience. The one highlighted, obviously. I won't go through the whole footage, but there he is. See him kick a few things, take his headgear off, there's no damage to his head, his hands aren't bleeding, his feet seem perfectly fine. And this was after it was over. Okay, what I'm going to do is, sorry, there's another thing in there that I've got to be careful, so. And here he is, who appears to have suffered no physical injuries, tearfully telling CNN about his woes. And part of his sworn testimony to J6 committee in 2021 said, "This is how I'm going to die." Hey, I don't know, I think I was closer to death yesterday than he was, and I was not close to death at all. At all. Like, it would have been bad, but it wasn't, I don't believe it was going to be death. Jack Straw said failure to achieve ISO 20022 compliance by Sunday, November the 9th, would lead to closure of banks, potentially triggering bank runs. There's something going on with the banks, guys. What is ISO 220? Is there any more detail? There's a timeline until 2025 to implement it. A package of banking reforms developed in response to the 2008-2009 financial crash that began implementation on January 1st, 2023. Okay, interesting. Just be aware, because I'm hearing more than just this person say it. Rob Smith said 12-year-old girl who stabbed her mother to death in broad daylight and frenzied attack in Melbourne has been released on bail. The dangerous 12-year-old murderer is roaming around the streets once again. Nobody's safe. Is there ever any justice in Australia? Under Labor, it doesn't matter which one. I don't think there's much justice going on anyway. 12-year-old Footscray murder accused granted bail. She was charged with the murder of a 37-year-old woman in Footscray and has been granted bail from custody. Shocking. Leading reports said breaking. Rep Clay Higgins says no less than 5 to 10 Democrats will resign from Congress after the J6 footage was released to the American people. I'd like to know which ones are resigning. Quickly. Quickly now, out the door you go. Liz Crokin said Elon Musk announced his lawsuit against Media Matters. In a post on X this morning, Elon said X will file a lawsuit against Media Matters. Musk wrote the split-second court opens on Monday. X Corp will be filing a thermonuclear lawsuit against Media Matters and all those who colluded in this fraudulent attack on our company. Their board, their donors, their network of dark money, all of them. The fact he'll expose their board, their donors and their network of dark money via this lawsuit is huge and will be very telling. Media Matters and their allies have aggressively attacked free speech, mega conservatives, the Anon community, among other things, and they've had an invested interest in covering up Pizzagate for years. The disclosure from this case should be explosive and connect a lot of dots. And I believe this is more exposure. Everything's being exposed. Bit by bit in all different directions. There's the selections, there's things like this. It'll all come together and it'll all make sense soon. Malcolm Roberts said the sonar attack on Australian Navy shows Albanese's China appeasement did not work, or will not work. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese gave up a legal case Australia would have certainly won on wine and barley tariffs so he could meet with CCP leader Xi Jinping. The CCP lost nothing, wasn't punished for a clear breach of the law, and Australia is simply back at square one. Now it's revealed 4 days after the incident, on weekend, while most media is asleep, that the CCP harmed Australian Navy divers in international waters. In hiding events from the people, the Albanese government disrespects Australians. Why? Presumably because Anthony Albanese didn't want to cause a scene at the Apex summit that he jetted off to again. The Albanese government's attempt at appeasement will not work. China will only ever look out for the interests of their own country. It's about time our leaders started doing the same. Okay, apparently the Australian government waited till after the conclusion of the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Summit in San Francisco, where Anthony Albanese held talks with Chinese President Xi Jinping and Larry Fink from BlackRock, before revealing that Navy personnel were injured in a dangerous incident with a Chinese warship 4 days ago. Crazy. Sucker. No, I wanted to put an F in front of that instead of an S. LBRY said back in December 2022, Code Enforcement Officer Jesselyn Harper noticed a green garden hose sticking out of a hole at a facility called Universal Meditech Inc. Lab located in Reedley, California. So she notified the owner of the violation. Not content, Harper investigated further. Further inspection found that the dingy warehouse contained expensive laboratory equipment, manufacturing devices, and what appeared to be medical-grade freezers. Things took an even more bizarre turn when several workers in lab coats who told her they were Chinese nationals. She found thousands of vials of biological substances. Many were unlabelled, others were labelled in Mandarin or in code, which you see here. The city also found approximately 1,000 transgenic mice used for research of human disease, which biolab workers told her were genetically engineered to catch and carry the COVID virus. These mysterious and inexplicable discoveries spurred a 9-month effort by the city of Reedley to address the public health risk found in the warehouse. And what they found was like sliding down an Alice in Biohazard Land rabbit hole of intrigue, espionage and terror. Terrified by what they saw, local law enforcement attempted to contact the FBI and CDC, but both federal agencies declined to investigate. Yes, they refused to investigate a makeshift lab experimenting on mice and homebrewing God alone knows what. Given the absolute disinterest shown by federal authorities, local law enforcement reached out to the representative Jim Costa. This finally galvanised CDC into some action, and CDC finally visited the lab in May 2023. The CDC reported the facility contained at least 20 potential infectious agents, including HIV, tuberculosis, and the deadliest form of malaria. They found a host of potentially infectious agents and separated them into 2 subgroups, Risk Group 2 and Risk Group 3. Risk Group 2 is as a human disease which is rarely serious and represents a moderate risk to an individual, but low risk to the community. Risk Group 3 is identified as pathogens associated with serious or lethal human disease and represent a high risk to an individual. The story gets even crazier. Despite the admitted risks, the CDC refused to further investigate what appeared to be pathogens or other biological samples in the unmarked container in the biolab, despite city officials offering to pay for the testing. The CDC summarised its findings in a 3-page report which stated that there was no evidence of selective agents or toxins, and had state and local authorities can go ahead and destroy the evidence from this facility. The CDC ordered local officials to eradicate approximately 140 tonnes of general waste, including complex laboratory equipment, 448 gallons of medical and biological waste, barely giving them any guidance on how to go about doing it. Local officials went ahead and began the work of removing the biological waste. It was at this point local officials found a freezer labelled Ebola with silver seal bags. The House Select Committee on the People's Republic of China, PRC, became involved with this most bizarre investigation and recently announced its findings. They found that the owner of the lab, Bei Zhu, is a wanted fugitive from Canada and a Chinese citizen. He'd previously stolen millions worth of intellectual property from American companies and was part of an ongoing transnational criminal enterprises with ties to the PRC. Zhu went by a number of aliases, was arrested in October for manufacturing and distributing misbranded medical devices in violation of the Federal Food, Drug and Cosmetic Act, and for making false statements to the Food and Drug Administration. Court documents allege between December 2020 and March 2023, Zhu and others manufactured, imported, sold and distributed hundreds of thousands of COVID test kits, as well as tests for HIV, pregnancy and other conditions in the US and China. Mind you, this has nothing to do with Zoo's Secret House of Horrors lab doing unknown experiments on genetically modified mice and samples of HIV, COVID, Ebola, malaria and other sundry bioweapons. They just wanted him to stop selling COVID and pregnancy kit test kits. Geez, my cat's persistent. Here's the AP calling the whole thing a conspiracy theory. They explain it was later determined they were simply used to grow antibody cells to make test kits. Pray do tell, what test kits use Ebola, HIV and COVID in 1,000 transgenic mice? I'd be worried if I was living near Reedley, California. Ariel said the spending bill passed, the J6 tapes released, Elon rocket launch, firmament breach, I don't know, October 18th, Donald Trump rally, November the 18th, not October. ISO 2022, November the 19th, Russia removes LGBTQ for extremism. Bank of Japan collapses, all this within a few days. People, do you know what's been unleashed? Are you still waiting for the first domino? I believe the first domino has been toppled. What is, hang on one second guys. Well, it'll help if I turn my keyboard on now, wouldn't it? ISO 200, hang on, what was it? 2002, to what? 22. International standard prepared by ISO Technical Committee TC68 Financial Services that describes a common platform for the development of messages for various financial standard initiatives. Consistent, rich and structured data for payments, trade, finance, security transactions. Okay, something's going on. My cup is boiling. Hadley said, I'm also asking the same question. I'm ready for this one. Why does a rabbi own Pornhub? So I did some digging on the things I found. I promise you will want to know why. Get your bath bags ready because it's going to be a bumpy ride. This is a thread, so brace yourself. Why does a rabbi own Pornhub? Solomon Friedman is the new owner of Pornhub. He's a Jewish attorney and rabbi. His private equity firm took over MindGeek, the umbrella company of virtually every porn site. He vowed to save Pornhub from ruin and make it a better place. How exactly do you do that? Pornhub is used to post videos where minors are attacked by adult men. There's an endless stream of 14-year-old girls being posted against their will, besides the obvious evils of pedos being posted. The site can only do evil, whether both parties engage in consensual intercourse or not. What Friedman doesn't want you to know is that people starring in the videos don't require to be verified. Verification is just a license to continue posting attacks on children. Before we continue about Solomon Friedman, it's important to know this. ALO, formerly MindGeek, is primarily involved in internet pornography. They have a very long list of porn sites which belong to them. Safe to say they monopolise the industry. Their algorithm to keep users hooked is unparalleled. Believe it or not, it has been used as a weapon. The psychological damage is incalculable. How did they weaponise porn to corrupt the mind and heart, take over Palestine television stations, broadcast pornographic movies and programs in Hebrew? Most of the viewers are children. You cannot make this shit up. Hang on, what's this? Israeli troops have taken over 3 Palestinian television stations in Ramallah. I don't know if I believe that. You cannot make this shit up. However, it's now more obvious than ever now that a legitimate rabbi owns the world's largest pornography empire, which includes Pornhub, which is notorious for hosting videos of attacking children. But wait, it gets better, or worse, depending on which way we're looking at it. Introducing the notorious Ruben Sturman, aka Walt Disney of porn. Sturman, the son of immigrant Russian Jews, grew up on Cleveland's east side. He served in the Army Air Forces during World War II and then went on to study a case at Western Reserve University, graduating in 1948 before starting his own business selling comic books from his car. 1960s, Sturman started selling magazines with sexual content, a product he discovered could make profit that outmatched anything that could be achieved by selling any kind of comic book. Sturman managed to avoid prosecution by countersuits, shady business practices, and using 20 different aliases to protect his identity. Made friends with the Italian-American mafia, Gambino family. This is alleged, apparently. I don't know how true this is. Are you still with me? Good, because it gets more disturbing. I mean, he could own it, but, who knows? Meet Mikhail Kulik, founder and chairman of Monarchy Distribution, OGEE Studios, Ascents Film. All three companies are focused on adult entertainment. Born to parents of Russian Jewish descent, Michael Kulik admitted that Reuben Sturman was his godfather of porn. Kulik stated, Jews in the adult industry, there's a lot of them. The adult industry was pretty much founded by the Jews. Basically, in the early 1900s, the German Jewish immigrants came in, and when they were trying to get into different industries, there was a lot of anti-Semitism where they couldn't get into normalised work. So they gravitated toward the porn industry because it's kind of a seedier cousin of the Hollywood industry, which has already been controlled by the Jews. Apparently, allegedly, basically, they pretty much took it over. Back in the 70s, a majority of male porn performers were Jewish, and the majority of the female performers were Roman Catholic. Fulfill every fantasy of every Jewish boy ever had. The business owners are pretty much Jewish or have Jewish ties, or at some point worked for a Jew in the business to get their start. Still with me? Awesome. Have you met Al Goldstein, known for helping normalise hardcore pornography in the USA? Goldstein was born in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, to a Jewish family. Al Goldstein started numerous porn magazines: Screw Magazine, Bitch Magazine, Smut Magazine, Screw West Magazine, Rabbit Ranch Magazine, and more. This is not, but look, this even, child attacks and things aren't just limited to the Jews. Maybe they started it, but look, it's not limited anymore. 1989 offered $1 million to assassinate Ayatollah Khomeini for going against him and his sick empire. We know how Israel hates Iran's guts. I don't know. I don't. The only reason that Jews are in porn is that we think that Christ sucks, Catholicism sucks, we don't believe in authoritarianism. Pornography thus becomes a way of defiling Christian culture, penetrating the hearts of American mainstream. When asked if he believed in God, I said, I believe in me. I'm God. Screw God. I'm the upper being. I'm your God. Admit it. Oh, wow. Bit of a God complex there. Al Goldstein, the sleazy and decay of Times Square in the 1960s and 70s. Why does porn attract so many non-Jewish Jews? Used to hatred from society, Jews will do its dirty work such as money lending in the Middle Ages or porn today to make money. Persecuted for millennia in the various societies they've lived in, many Jews developed an allegiance to their own survival as their highest value and care little about the survival of the persecuting society. Even when Jews live in a society that welcomes them instead of harassing them, many Jews hate the majority culture. Because Jews frequently despise the majority culture and despise being traditional in most of their values and rituals, Jews seem open to new ways of doing business. I don't know how true this is, mind you, guys. Not rooted in the status quo that frequently hates them. Jews often lead the way to the application of new technologies such as printing presses, radio, TV, cable television, VCRs and computers. And the most popular application of new technology for millennia has been porn. Because of Judaism's emphasis on education and verbal dexterity, Jews dominate academia, entertainment, and media generally. Look, this could all be, they could have started it. I remember something about destruction of Christians, but I don't know how true any of it is. In a 2000 book, Bookleggers and Smut Hounds, The Trade in Erotica 1920s to 1940, English professor J. Gertzman writes about the disproportionate influence of Jews in the sex book trade, the irrepressible insistence seen as characteristic of Jewish merchants in particular, and of ethnic middle minorities in general, help confer pariah status on the erotic book dealers. Here the 100% moralist warned, was a tightly knit group of workers single-mindedly driven to material success, an apparently autonomous minority that had been chosen to pursue its own godless un-American goals with a strange and foreign intensity. Virtually all movements to change the world came from the Jews: Christianity, secular humanism, Marxism, socialism, communism, feminism, and the labour movement. That's part of the reason that Jews are hated. The world doesn't want to be changed. Through history, every established order has at one time or another excluded or exterminated the Jews, writes Dan Schockett. This has given Jews a jaded view of the established order. All X-rated actors interviewed bragged about their joy in being anarchic, sexual gladflies to the puritanical beast. Make up your own mind about this. I'm not 100% sure, but I have heard of similar... I've heard something similar. That they actually did start that industry and they wanted to corrupt the Goyim. I don't know. I don't think it's all Jewish people, but that's just my opinion. Ultra MJ Truth, I just finished watching all the available footage from the J6 tape, and here are my thoughts and findings. There are roughly 100 videos at about 8 to 10 minutes per video. I use a time-lapse and visually look for any anomalies or odd movements. Per Mike Johnson, more videos will be released online over time, so not everything is released right now. My thoughts: it was a setup on the American people. There's no other way to describe it. There were definitely bad actors at J6, and they all fit the profiles of a Fed or Antifa. The ones causing the chaos were well coordinated and had an objective as soon as they entered the building. From what I could tell, their goal was to breach the building, cause as many viral insurrection moments as possible while recording it, force people inside to be used on the television. Nearly all the footage released were peaceful citizens walking the halls, taking pictures with their selfie sticks while being escorted, directed by the police. My findings: Capitol Police shoved the man and he hit his head on a column and left him there like a dog. And there's a Rumble video. After breaking through the windows, suspected Feds or Antifa broke down the door, waved and pulled people in and recorded it. QAnon shaman entered the building at the 57-second mark. I do believe that this guy is at controlled opposition. I don't know any Q person who's going to wear horns on their head. I'm sorry, but most of them are going to go like, that's evil. Okay? Men at the beginning of the video fight back police. Moments later, same men who fought back police seem to have a strong desire to break down the door to the left. Man at the bottom left acts as a lookout. Man in the centre at 142 is directing, pulling and pushing people inside. I will retweet this for anyone who wants to look at all these videos. Capitol Police let them in. Capitol Police escorted them in. Capitol Police shaking hands. Suspected Fed or Antifa broke the glass, walked away. Odd-looking smiley face. So there you go. I will retweet that so that everyone can see that. Matt Wallace said not only was Pizzagate real, it's still happening today. Slade Soma, a journalist who runs in the inner circle of Hillary Clinton and John Podesta, was just arrested this week after an examination which turned up more than 1,300 porn images and videos, hundreds of which police believe involve children, some allegedly as young as 3. Investigators have a high degree of confidence that more than 50 videos allegedly pulled from Soma's devices show undressed children engaged in sexual activity. At least 8 victims have been identified by police, and the National Centre for Missing and Exploited Children, an advocacy group that works with law enforcement to combat child sex crimes. This guy got a ton of publicity for his debunking of Pizzagate, all while he was participating in it. They can't hide the truth forever. How long till he gets Epsteined? Disgusting. Laura Loomis said, wow, breaking news. Stacey Abrams' brother-in-law was just arrested in Florida for having relations with a minor and assaulting this minor. That means that Stacey Abrams' brother-in-law is a pedo. Even worse, he is the husband of Stacey's sister, Leslie Abrams Gardner, a federal judge in Georgia, who was on Joe Biden's shortlist to be selected as a United States Supreme Court Justice. That should tell everybody a whole lot. That means that Joe Biden was actually thinking of appointing the wife of a pedo to serve on the United States Supreme Court. Anyone have any questions about the people running everything at the moment? Elon Musk said, at risk of stating the obvious, anyone advocating the genocide of any group will be suspended from this platform, which is fair enough. Okay, this is one of our stupid politicians, and I liked one of Anthony Albanese's posts yesterday. I didn't mean to. Oh my God. Anyway, Jane Caro, which is another nitwit. Below are just a few reasons why I fear a second Trump presidency. The world is at a terrifying tipping point. I think they're scared. She reckons he'll end democracy in the US as he promised. No, he didn't. If so, can it... Well, your democracy, love, not everyone else's. And anyway, the US is a republic. It follows the Constitution, for God's sake. If so, can it survive elsewhere? He will deport millions, but most of all... Yeah, he's going to deport millions of illegal people. They shouldn't be there. But most of all, he will destroy climate mitigation in the US and allow fossil fuel oligarchs to let it rip. He will herald a cacistocracy ruled by the worst. No, that's what we got now. Sorry, you're one of them. Bloody idiot. Anyway, we've got a lot of Australians now speaking about Trump, and they're worried. They're really worried, which is a good thing. Leading reports said breaking. Former Maricopa County, Arizona election worker claims many modest homes in heavily Democratic areas had exactly 25 people registered to vote at each address during the 2020 election. What a surprise. Ocarina Jones said Labor's brewing trouble is now at boiling point. Dennis Shanahan, the Australian, November 17th, 2023. Labor's troubles have been brewing for some time, is being made worse by the Prime Minister's international travel and reached boiling point this week as government was forced to capitulate to Peter Dutton's demands on new laws to deal with 83 criminals, including rapists and murderers and pedos released from indefinite immigration detention. Just before leaving for the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Leaders Summit in San Francisco, Albanese had derided the Dutton calls for condemnation of anti-Semitism after the mass terror attacks and demands that he stay in Canberra until emergency legislation on the released criminals was passed. In Parliament on Wednesday, Albanese declared of the opposition leader that there was no issue too big for him to show how small he is, and that Dutton's behaviour was beyond contempt. Really, Albanese? Is that projection much? I make no apologies for trying to bring communities together, not divide them, because that's the role of political leaders, an indignant Albanese fired at Dutton. Hypocrite, being the biggest one of dividing everybody. Casting off any diplomatic niceties about prime ministerial travel, Dutton said Albanese should not go to the US, and the Prime Minister's first care was to ensure the security of Australian citizens. Dutton said Albanese had failed his prime responsibility at the first hurdle and was going missing in action, and called on him not to get on yet another plane. Both leaders broke new ground in denigrating the other in an extraordinary exchange that demonstrated the pressure and the need for decisive action that both are feeling. There is only one sitting week of Parliament left this year before the Christmas summer break, of course. I shouldn't be tickle. One sec, guys. Sorry, I just read that all. Someone's ringing me, that's how I knew. I gotcha. Yep, I just realised after choking. Okay, doll. Okay, speak to you soon. Bye. Okay, well, anyway, Labor's in trouble here in Australia. Anthony Albanese's jet setting all over the place. I forgot to unmute myself. Jesus. Oh, dear. And he's trying to say that he's not the most divisive Prime Minister we have. Okay, anyway, so yeah, there you go. It's all going on from Palestine and Israel to whatever else is going on with them. Sorry, guys. Anyway, looks like Labor's in trouble. It looks like Peter Dutton is actually running things. I'm not 100% sure. Some people think Penny Wong is. Clown World said, wow. Now streaming on SBS Demand. Okay, what's this?
Taylor, you found out something pretty shocking about the identity of one of your subscribers. What happened?
So about 2 months into me having my OnlyFans account, I had had this subscriber almost since the beginning. He had spent around 2,000 Australian dollars, bought every single thing that I sent him. We chatted every day on there, and he had a very specific username that was not a automatically generated one or anything like that. And an account with the same username had viewed my TikTok profile when I could see who was viewing it at the time. And yeah, so I had the exact same username, and it said from your contacts. And my heart just sank into my stomach, and I was like, I don't have that many phone numbers in my phone. I know who this person is, and he has spent this much money on my account, seen everything. And I just sort of went into super detective mode, and I said, I need to find out who this is. I went through all of the contacts in my phone. I crossed out anybody who had a established TikTok account and crossed out the people that said invite to TikTok, and I was left with 6 names. It was a couple of guys from school, one girl from school, someone's mum, and my stepdad. And I had just thought, okay, it could be those guys, but I feel like they would have told me, like they always message me happy birthday. It's not going to be them. It's not going to be my girlfriend. It's not going to be this mother. It has to be my stepdad.
Wow.
So I went out on a limb and messaged the account on OnlyFans, and I said, I know who this is. And he responded saying, who? ? Babe, you don't know. And I then hit back pretty quickly, and I said, you need to tell her before my sister and I do. And with
Her being your mum?
Yeah, being my mum. And within 2 minutes, I got a text message from my stepdad saying, Tay, you're free to talk.
Wow.
Yes, that goes on a lot apparently on OnlyFans. Just be careful who's watching you. Oh my goodness. Fletch17 said we see Chinese flags being held by servicemen. We see our economy on the brink of collapse. We see COVID and the vax being pushed. We see Biden crime family getting off scot-free. We see our border wide open. How is your faith? Do you still believe Trump will do what he promised? Do you believe Trump is always right? Listen again to this very important speech of which many, many clips and videos have been made from. No other president has ever said these words or anything close to this. I believe it's the most important speech real Donald Trump ever made and will go down in history as a turning point to saving our republic. Happy 17th.
Today's ceremony, however, has very special meaning, because today we are not merely transferring power from one administration to another or from one party to another, but we are transferring power from Washington, D.C., and giving it back to you, the people. For too long, a small group in our nation's capital has reaped the rewards of government while the people have borne the cost. Washington flourished, but the people did not share in its wealth. Politicians prospered, but the jobs left and the factories closed. The establishment protected itself, but not the citizens of our country. Their victories have not been your victories. Their triumphs have not been your triumphs. And while they celebrated in our nation's capital, there was little to celebrate for struggling families all across our land. That all changes starting right here and right now, because this moment is your moment. It belongs to you.
And I also don't know how many people know this, but when Trump was in power, he had people saying, like he was telling them what to do, and they'd say yes to his face, and then they'd go and do the opposite behind his back. That's why he didn't get as much done in those 4 years as everyone thought he should have. Sherry Markson said, "This is appalling. The Premier Jacinta Allen MP needs to have this artwork removed immediately." What the hell is this stuff? What on earth is this? If that doesn't look evil, I don't know what does. It looks disgusting, actually. What the hell is that? I don't know. Carlisle Street, Balaclava, Melbourne. My street, my neighbourhood, no words. Polybard said, "We're being led by a teenage girl. It's Albo taking selfies again." Oh, look, it's Kevin Rudd as well. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese arrives at the APEC summit in San Francisco and makes sure the official photographer takes a happy snap for him on his iPhone. Because that's what he does. He's one of these, like, Instagram everything, you know. Get your food, get your, you know, everything. I just got to make sure, yep, okay, that was the right person to like. DC Drano said, "Wow, what an insurrection. Watchers J6ers slowly walk past Capitol Police who just watch." Democrats said this was worse than 9/11. George said, "Breaking. In this never-before seen footage, the January 6th insurrection, you can see the police Capitol officers fighting for their lives as the violent insurrectionists endanger American democracy in real time. Look, they're fighting for their lives. Just look at them fighting so hard. They're really fighting hard." Fighting so hard. Oh dear. Leading reports said Breaking Fires is being sued for alleged coercion of participants, lack of informed consent, data manipulation, fraud, hidden severe adverse events, and IRB fraud. Just in case you don't know. And there's a lot of lawsuits going on here in Australia with them, you know, these things. The Cooker King said, "Has anyone heard of any doctors dying suddenly? Were they exempt from having the jab? I'm hearing about a lot of sports people in their 50s and kids dying suddenly, but no doctors." Interesting. Aussiebot said, "Fear, everyone, fear." Herald Sun said a new COVID strain called Parola, described as the most deadly since the first Omicron mutation, is now circulating in Victoria. It comes as the ability of rats to detect mutations is revealed. That it can't, probably. Let me have a look. They can't tell the difference. Oh yeah, got to pay for that. No, thank you. I'm not paying for garbage. Mainstream media, thank you. Craig Kelly said BlackRock must be laughing. Oh no, have I done that one? No. BlackRock must be laughing at the naivety and stupidity of Albanese and Rudd. BlackRock are only investing in New South Wales Waratah Super Battery because they know the clown show Blackout Bowen is going to destroy the electricity grid, and therefore New South Wales is going to need highly expensive power from big batteries just to keep the lights on. Where electricity from coal-fired power station used to cost $30 per, is it megawatt? MWH. BlackRock see an opportunity to charge $1,000 plus MWH from their big battery. And yes, Mr. Albanese, this is a sign of things to come. A sign of coming blackouts and even higher electricity prices. And this is Anthony Albanese saying BlackRock's investment in the New South Wales Waratah Super Battery, the largest grid-scale battery project in the Southern Hemisphere, is a sign of things to come. Great, here we go. Blackouts everywhere. Oh. The Vigilant Fox said pilots warn of airline industry disaster due to the things. Captain Shane Murdoch, a pilot for more than 40 years, has found official data that back up his claim of impending global catastrophe. There was a 272% rise in Mayday calls in 2022, with a 386% surge in early 2023. There was also an unprecedented 126% increase in flight restrictions due to medical limitations. Murdoch thinks some pilots are a ticking time bomb and claims many are not declaring ill health, he said. They are not reporting brain fog, heart flutters and dizzy spells because they don't want to lose their jobs. Captain Murdoch thinks lack of action can have only one result. Many planes make emergency landings because of pilot incapacitations, he warned. Disasters will occur and both aircrew and the travelling public will die unnecessarily. This information was compiled from an article written by Beck Soul. Give her a follow. Read the full story in the comment below. Are we going to see those things start falling out of the sky? Let's hope not. SSGG said, what the F is going on today? Sam Altman fired from OpenAI. Bank of Japan is facing collapse. J6 tapes get released, and now this. There you go. Stacey Abrams' brother-in-law arrested in Tampa for human trafficking. Attacked teen. Awakened Outlaw said, fact, did you? Oh, yep, I did read that one yesterday. Okay, so that is I've got it done in 48 minutes. With a bit missing because my microphone was off. Silly me. Anyway, guys, let's get to the comments and see how things are going here. Carl said, oh, is it Groundhog Day? Dealey, how you going? Cynthia, how you going? Michelle, how you going? Carl said, Hev has great intuition. Cynthia said, people cannot drive these days. They can't. Seriously. The guy didn't even look. Like I was coming, you drive in the left lane here in Australia, right? And he was coming from my left. And he looked right, but he didn't look left. And I didn't know he was pulling out until the very last minute, and I just went, oh shit, brakes as hard as I could. And I was honestly, my bonnet was that far from his car. Inches. And I was looking at his face in his driver's, right in front of me, in his driver's side. And he's going, sorry. And then he tried to back up and go back in, and then I just went, oh, you know, it's all right, as long as you're all right, man. Like, shit. Carl said, or angels. Cynthia said, scratch, scratch. Happy Saturday. Sucks, let the kitty in. Oh, shut up, love you all. That was all from Cynthia. Delia said, is that what I hear? The cat wants in. Yeah, scratching at the door. Hey, Wheezy, how you going? Cynthia said, whoops, I lied. MJ said, oh no, how late am I? Missy, how you going? Delia said, just started, MJ. Everyone's saying hello to Missy T and everyone, and Wheezy and Dealey. Cynthia said, time, speed next week, Thanksgiving, Dan. Dang. Oh, is Thanksgiving next week, is it? Thursday, is that right? Missy said, hope everyone's well, hope you're well too. Cynthia said, sweet dreams. MJ said, back at you, Missy. Missy said, nice chatting earlier, Hev. Yep, over on Wheezy's stream. Shannon, how you going, Shannon? Who else have we got? Judy, how you going? Who else have we got here? Sal, how you going? Sherry said, hey Shannon, keeping you all in my prayers, definitely. Yes, definitely. How are you job hunting at the moment, Shannon? Do you have to like look for other work or? No, Alex rang me. I think she's listening, so she rang me because she let me know that I was on mute, and as soon as my phone started ringing, I realised what I did. Because I normally don't get phone calls on my mobile phone during a live stream unless there's something wrong. Deb's here. How you going, Deb? Adelaide, very moist, I have COVID. Really? MJ said transgender mice. What the hell? No, they weren't transgender. They were... What were they? Not transgender mice. They were something else. Where is it? I think I've gone past it, have I? I'm having a look to see where it is. I'm sure it was back before this. Yep, it was. Hang on. How far back? Oh, here. Okay. Transgenic mice. I don't think it, I honestly think that they are GMO'd to behave like human, like what would happen to a human if they were given certain things. Okay, SW, how you going? Shannon said, really, it's all clear skies and sunshine here. Cool change maybe coming, eh, Deb? Yeah, it's coming. Apparently it's getting here this afternoon or tomorrow, maybe the next day. But we're supposed to get rain today and for the next week, apparently. MJ said, Dev, love ya. Deb, love ya. Not Dev, love ya. Oh, my goodness. SW said, sunny days and blue skies, but something broken. Zal said, Deb, you should never be getting tested at all. It doesn't work. MJ said, Talmud Rabbi? Could be. Look, I wouldn't put it past them. That's all I'm going to say. I don't think every Israeli's evil, and I don't, a Jewish person's evil. But that one, if that's true, I do. That's awful. MJ said he's evil. Sherry said tests will say COVID whether it is or not. Yeah, can't tell the difference between influenza A, B and COVID. As far as I know, check with your doctor. Shannon said, hey, your dad got the flu, eh? You poor bugger, get well soon. Sherry said, I have 2 nurse friends who told me that. Deb said, Shannon, it's not moist, it's just me. Others in the house have all had COVID, they are better, so... Oh, you're sweating, are you, Deb? You got the sweats? Oh, get well soon, Deb. Yep, Missy T said, get well soon, Deb. Zal said, sex sells, obviously. Of course, the Jays are going to be sniffing around the pot. Zal said, we're just goyim to them. Deb said, thanks, sweeties. MJ said, citrus and honey, Deb. Deb said, I'm drinking Indian tonic water. Is got quinine in it. Zal said, these controllers of society are not human. MJ said, no, not human. D-Lee said, good, feel better soon, Deb. Shannon said, ew, tastes like us. MJ said, circumcision proves it. Oh, yeah. What some priests do during circumcision is disgusting. Because they use their mouth to remove the foreskin. That's disgusting. I don't care who you are, that's disgusting. Okay, it's not worth lighting. Huggin and Munnin said, don't wonder why they've been kicked out of 109 countries. And Shannon said, Zal's correct. SW said, well, it's great to know that all you peeps are friends. Yeah, Shannon said, Schweppes don't know what they're missing. Zal said they need their hybrids into every level of society to do this sort of porn thing and all the other subterfuge that Hev's reading out. Shannon said crisis actors. D. Lee said yes. Shannon, crisis actors seem to be everywhere. Zal said grrr. Zal said J6 is all a setup using crisis actors. If anyone can't see this, they're as dumb as a box of rock. Exactly. And Shannon said Q Sharman's an actor. Never had anything to do with Q. Never mentioned or seen before January 6th. Thank you, Shannon. He doesn't. I never heard of him, never seen him, and I don't know any Q person who would walk around with horns on their head. Because all the other Q people are going to go, that's evil, straight away. The 2 horns. Seriously. I think he's been put in by the opposition. I don't know, maybe not. But to make people who believe in Q look foolish. Deb said they even have ad for crisis actors. Yes, they do. They have them here in Australia too. Sherry said, I would never be a crisis actor. No amount of money could make me sell out my country. Exactly. And you've got to look at the ones who do. Seriously, I don't know. I'd be looking at those people. They've got to know what they're doing. Especially when it started being recorded and they're like, say they're an eyewitness to some weird thing going on, you know. They surely have to know what they're doing. So I hold all them responsible for what they're doing themselves. Nuremberg 2.0, let's go. And they should be held accountable. Just as much as the powers that be want to do it, so should the people that carry it out. Dealey said, yes, Deb, I've seen those ads. Sal said, PK Truth and a few other channels like his used to expose all these shootings and false flag hopes as the same people turning up over and over. Exactly. They use the same actors sometimes. So look at different incidents and look at the actors and try and go over other incidents and you'll see the same actors in some cases. MJ said, not anymore. Bah. Sal said, as Mark Devlin describes them, life actors. Acting their way through life. Shannon says, Stacey Abrams in Star Trek just like Whoopi full of pedo leftards. Sal said, Jane Caro has got lots to lose. That's why she's scared. She wasn't the only one. There's a few of them. You know that Pete Fitzgerald, what's his name? Fitzy, whatever he's called. Yeah, he's ramping on about Trump, you know, getting elected. And oh, it's the worst thing ever. Deb said, I love Trump derangement. Yeah, I do too. Sit and watch it. It's funny. Oh, dear. D. Lee said, Deb, me too. It's so entertaining. Zal said, Jane Caro using the typical communist playbook accuses so-called other side of everything they're doing. Exactly. Everyone's saying hello to Huggin and Munnin. Zal said, they're dumping them all in Sydney's West. Hev. Oh, no. Really? I'm an hour from Sydney's West. Well, I'm in Sydney's West, but I'm further up the mountain. And when I said I hung out at that place, I shared a video the other day of the hoods in Sydney, Western Sydney. And I said I hung out there when I was 15. It didn't look like that. Well, it was close, but like there weren't motorbikes driving all over the place. There were some here and there, but yeah, I don't know. SW said, after watching 11-year-old Jap girl Yoyoka play drums, I'm getting singing lessons now. I give up. Worth a watch, definitely. Really? Shannon said, did anyone else just freeze? MJ said, drink your tea, have kitty hair, probably. Yeah. No, it was I breathed in when I had, you know, you have saliva sitting at the back of your throat and you breathe in and then it gets caught in there and you're like, oh my God, what did I do that for? Why didn't I Swallow first. Why does everything I say sound weird? Sal said, lay off the mountains you have. D-Lee said, don't choke on a hairball. Shannon said, muted, no sound. Here we go. No sound, please unmute Hev. Oh, shit. The sound of silence. Shannon said, I'll text her, and this is when Alex would call Hev, and she did. MJ said, thanks. SW said, I thought it was me going deaf. I've done that with people before who've had their microphones muted. And I've gone deaf all of a sudden, man. Oh, dear. And Shannon said, she's back. Good work, Shannon. Everyone's thanking Shannon. MJ said, thank you. MJ said, I'm afraid. What the fuck? Deb said, yes, I remember that. Shannon said, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. GG said, if you put yourself out there. MJ said, yeah, I thought the same, GG, but still, ooh. Shannon said, take it off, Hev. Lol. Oh, me jumper. I had to. It was getting a bit warm here. MJ said, gross art. If you think that art, that's art, it looks demonic. Yep. D-Lee said, Trump got more pedos off the street in 4 years compared to Obama in 8 years. Yeah, exactly. SW said, that crap's all over Melbourne now. They call it art. I say graffiti. Yeah, it doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't look good. What were they thinking? MJ said, Stuart, look at me. Look at me. Look what I can do. Mad TV skit. Oh, okay. Does anyone remember that? What was it? Oh, I can't remember the name of it. It was a mad comic. And inside there was like a detective. A shadow detective. Like just a shadow. I can't remember what his name was. Okay, SW said, a clear wall is a statement now of rebellion. Shannon said, look, they caused a nasty draft. Sal said, don't fall for it, Deb. Shannon said, parola. Oh. Okay, where am I? It just jumped. There we go. SW said doctors were exempt, I think, and my bestie doctor ever quit. Oh. Sal said, what a crock of BS about the new cuff. Yeah, it should be called the BS strain. Sal said, Rod's a complete mongrel. And Zal said, bend over blackout Bowen. So this is what we got coming if things don't change very quickly. GG said, intuitive intelligence. Missy T said, thank God you're okay, Hev. Oh, thank you, yeah. No, it was just a near miss. I don't know, if you nearly miss something, don't you hit it? But anyway. Let's not get into the technical bits. I'm alright. I was shitting myself, I'll tell you, when it happened. And when I drove off, I was still like, shit. And I was shaking a little bit. But then I had to go shopping, and by the time I got into the shopping centre and got a trolley with a dung wheel, you know, the ones that you're like, oh my God, I can't even control this bloody trolley. Yeah, I had to change it. So that took my mind straight away off what happened. So, yeah. If you ever nearly have an accident, just go to the shopping centre and grab the worst trolley you can find, and that'll take your mind off it. Deb said, Adelaide Hospital never stopped using masks. Really? Look, I haven't been in hospital for a while, but I'd say probably the same here. Shannon said, I refused to go in there. I just waited in the car park, lol. MJ said, yep, Turkey Thursday. Okay, SW said, bad time for turkeys that day. I wonder where that other one is. I could have got a free turkey. No, I'll go to the... Oh, I've got to go to the supermarket to buy the turkey. My butcher doesn't sell turkeys. Because they don't sell enough of them. They don't do much business, like... They do a bit of business, but they're not doing as good as they would if Coles and Woolworths didn't sell meat. I'd like a fresh turkey. I wonder... Okay, I'm going to look on the internet and see if I can find fresh turkey anywhere. Since my one disappeared. Can't eat him. SW said, hope Alex as well. Yep, she's probably resting. It's very late over there. Missy T said, hi, Alex. Shannon said, humanised mice. That's what I think. They've genetically modified them to be humanised. Deb said, I have medical conditions, so I'm the one going in and they drop me off. Oh, really? Oh, Deb. Alex said, I'm okay, just not feeling 100%, so I've been listening. Hope everyone else is well. Love you all. Oh, God, love you, Alex. Oh, you guys, Deb and Alex and everyone, I hope you're all right and, you know, get over it pretty quick. SW said vampire mice. And D. Lee said, Alex, hey, hugs and smiles. And Missy T said, you rest, Alex. Yep, definitely. SW said, heavyweight fighting mice. My foot still hurts. Deb said, much love, Alex. D. Lee said, continued prayers for all of us here. Yes, definitely, for everybody. SW said, they're mad as cut snakes can't deny their hatred, so obvious. Deb said, gotta love Hev. Oh, God love you. You don't have to, but I mean, it's nice if you do. Oh, I'm sure I pee some people right off. Zal said, Alex, g'day. With stars and hearts and hugs. Alex said also, either my internet or laptop is playing up today, keeps buffering, so I took it as a sign. I don't blame you. Deb said, what? They what with their mouth? Oh, yeah. Some priests remove the foreskin with their mouth. Like they cut it and then they remove... I don't know why. It's disgusting. I've seen it done in a video once. I never want to see that again. Ever. Yeah, no. Don't ask me which priests. I can't remember which ones it was, but has anyone else seen that footage? Or know of that? That some priests do that with their mouth? Like if I went to get my child circumcised and a priest put his mouth anywhere near it, I'd be slapping him. Couldn't help myself. Get away from my child. What are you doing? You don't use your mouth. Pat said, hey everyone, stay well, Alex and Deb. Yep, how you going, Pat? Oh, shit, I jumped again. Luckily I'm not that far behind. SW said, wasn't he ex-US military? I'm not sure. Alex said, sending love and prayers to everyone. And Deb said, hey Pat. And SW said, back at you, Alex. And MJ said, Deb, yes, and there's more to what they take. Hinders pair bonding among other things. This was studied for 6,000 years. Do not circumcise your boys. Yep. Sherry said, we all need prayers right now, Alex. Thank you. Definitely. Zal said, when a car supposedly ploughed through people in Melbourne, there was a suspicious rise of out-of-the-ordinary planted beggars and characters to gauge what people were talking about. Yeah, I believe that was a set-up thing. Crisis actors and everything. Shannon said, Michael Rappaport is now saying he would vote for Pig Dick Trump and he has massive Trump derangements. Oh, yeah, Michael Rappaport. Yeah, comedian. He said he'll vote for Trump now and he hates Trump, so there you go. Deb said, I did not have my son done. I think it's barbaric, MJ. Too right. D. Lee said, Shannon, I can't stand that guy. Shannon said, he's disgusting with his herpes-covered face. I hate Rappaport as well. Is it Rappaport or Rappaport? MJ said, Dr. Howard Spencer talked about it. I don't know if you can find him talking their word schmuck foreskin meaning useless. Quite the opposite, exact opposite. Really? Ooh. D. Lee said, I know, right? The sight of him makes me sick. Missy T said, trolley rage. 2 of the wheels were stuffed, one at the front and one at the back. And I'm like, I took the trolley, and because we got like Woolworths and Big W joined, I had to, like, I'll get my toilet paper from Big W because you get more for less than you do in Woolworths. I don't know why. But anyway, I went in there just to buy the toilet paper, and I took the trolley from Woolworths into Big W, and yeah, the whole way I'm like fighting the thing, trying to get it to steer straight and going off to the side, you know. And that took my mind off the car accident, the near miss anyway. It wasn't a car accident. So yeah, I took the trolley back and put it back and got my money back, because you've got to pay for your trolleys here in Australia. They're chained together and you've got to put $1 or $2 in there to unlock the trolley so that you bring the trolley back. Anyway, I had to get my $1 back and then go and get a different trolley somewhere else. Because I was the only one with those size trolleys in there, I had to get the bigger one, so I did. Everyone's laughing at my trolley rage. MJ said not everyone does turkey though. Some do lasagna, meatballs, roasts, etc. My mouth's already watering. Well, you know what I did yesterday when I was going shopping? I bought cheeses. I bought cheeses. I bought Mersey Valley cheese with like the original, and then one with onion in it. And then I bought another sweet chili cheese, and I've got crackers, and I got raspberries and blueberries and strawberries so that I can just sit there and eat if I'm hungry. I just have to remember to do it every week now, so that when I get on the stream, if I get hungry, I'll just go, be back in a minute, put the intermission on, and go and grab some crackers and cheese. Oh, Missy T said Frankenstein mice. Yep. That's what I think they're doing. They're playing God with... I believe they've been doing it for years. And I believe that's what some of these weird creatures that show up on beaches, you know, get washed up. I really think some of these weird creatures are what they've been experimenting on. Shannon said that Bleeders is a weird movie, Alex. Yeah, I didn't watch it yet. I've only watched the trailer. It looks weird. Dealey said humanised mice. They were growing human ears and other parts on the backs of mice. Yeah, I think that's cruel. Really. Like, I don't love mice or anything, you know, they are little pests, but, can be. But I still don't believe in being, like, cruel to them. Don't worry, the cats will do that, you know. MJ said rabbis. Yes, I saw it. Ritual. Yep. Real hygienic, said Zal. Alex said, I'll be back on top form next live. Thank you, everyone. How you going, Charles? Dealey said, this is the first of me hearing about rabbis in their mouths. Yeah, I believe some, maybe, I'm not 100% sure, but I thought the one I seen was maybe Catholic priest. I'm not 100% sure. And I don't want to disparage Catholic priests, like, you know, like they need it. Enough. Like, there's priests from all Jewish, Catholic, Christian that are into that sort of stuff. SW said no way, but I would not be surprised at all. Why are priests allowed to do that? Even I don't understand it either. Did you see the one of the priest slapping the kid when he was trying to do the, what's it called? Shit. When they christen him, that's it. It was a christening. And the priest slapped the kid. And the mother and father were like, mate, I would have been slapping the priest back. Seriously, I'm sorry, but shit. No, don't do that to my child. Charles is throwing hearts up. Deb said, I had a boyfriend that was badly damaged by circumcision. Really? Conchega Yowie, how you going? SW said, smash that like button. If it wasn't for you guys in the comments, I'd never tell anyone to like my stream. I forget. And Pat said, hey, Conchega Yowie, and how you going, Pat, too? And Missy T said, you do in the UK? Do you have those trolleys as well? Is that what you're talking about? Conchega Yowie said, Deb, Pat, how are ya? How's the chooks, Deb? MJ said, are you serious, Conchega? I thought it was only a hormone chemical neuropathy bonding only. I did not know it did that also. Oh my God. Oh, there's some pretty, like, there's some things I've seen that I wish I hadn't seen. Looking at all of this stuff. I just wish I could unsee some things, and I can't. So all these little things pop up when, you know, you're least expecting it and make you feel a bit sick. Missy said cheese. Oh, I love cheese. Actually, I should go and get my cheeses and show you my cheeses and actually have a cracker with cheese on it. Okay, hang on one sec. I'm going to do a little intermission, but I'll be back very quickly. Give me one sec. Is that working? How you going? Okay, this is Mersey Valley cheese. Will you be able to see that? I can't see it, but I haven't got my glasses on. Yep, Mersey Valley classic cheese. And Mersey Valley French onion. Pickled onion, sorry, pickled onion. And we have sweet chili cheese. And we have crackers. Right, so let's go the original Mersey Valley cheese. Very tasty cheese with a bit of a tang to it. I might be able to eat this. Mmm. Mmm. That's beautiful. Okay, that was the classic. Now we're going to try the pickled onion. Should be interesting. And my little cheese knife. Let's say you can pick the cheese up at the end, those two little hooks. So if I can open the bloody thing. Cheeses, see? You got me on cheeses yesterday. Is it stinky? No. No, but it's tangy. It's got a tang in it. Right, let's try the French onion. I don't even have to pick it up with the 2 points. It just sticks to the knife. Oh, it's crumbly. It's very, very crumbly cheese. I don't know if you can see that. It's crumbled. Mmm. 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 Okay, that has more tang in it. Not just because of the onion, it's very tangy. It smells slightly oniony. Let's try the sweet chili cheese. Cream cheese with sweet chili. They're all mini ones too. They're tiny little things. Okay, sweet chili cheese, cream cheese. Get a cracker and we're going to spread it on the cracker. It won't spread. We'll place it on the cracker. Okay. Go the cheese and crackers, go to sweet chili, cream cheese. Mmm. Mmm. Really nice. The sweet chili does not compare to the Mersey Valley. Oh, it's a bit spicy in there. The aftertaste. Mmm. I've got to say, I like the Mersey Valley Classic better. Close second is the pickled onion Mersey Valley cheese. And the last one is the sweet chili cream cheese. We'll go one more of the Mersey Valley. Go the Mersey Valley. In itself, it's a pretty crumbly cheese. It just doesn't want to stay on there. She's not making a mess. Okay, last one. Mmm. Mmm. That went down the wrong way. Oh my goodness. Okay, beautiful cheese when you don't choke on it. My cup is so hot, I can't take a big sip. Okay, what are we saying in the comments? I've got cheese all over my teeth. Kenchegi Yowie said, SW, skip the bugs and the long pork. I am from the bush. MJ said, cheese ball season coming up, pub style cheeses, good times. I'll tell you what, I could eat that any time of the day. It is the morning still. Oh no, it's lunchtime now. I should be eating lunch instead of eating cheese and crackers. Oh no. I'm nearly choking now. My nose is running. Okay. MJ said cheese ball season coming up, pub style cheeses, good times. SW said people had to eat rats in France in the World War II trenches. Look, I give thanks every day for what I'm able to eat. Darren said, oh my God, almost missed it again. Hi everyone, how you going, Darren? Delia said, intensely cheesy show. Shannon said, Cheetos. But I'd rather eat real cheese. I like Cheetos, but they're not good for you. I don't think. Conchega said, I thought you were putting up some edibles, Hev. I wish. MJ said cheese, it's though can't eat them, bad for you. Oh yeah, Cheez-Its. Delia said, hello Darren, glad you could make it. Timmy, how you going, Timmy? And Deb's laughing at Yowie, and SW said, lol, Yowie, yeah, rabbits everywhere, just got to catch them. Conchega said, SW better than them eating us. Everyone's saying, hey Timmy. SW said, on target. Deb said, looks so yummy. It is. Believe me, my mouth's still watering from it. Darren said, so am I, Dealey. I was about to turn in for the night. MJ said, good stuff. Shannon said, space cheese tastes like tang. Kanchegi Yowie said, SW, I'm going to live trap. No poisons or guns. We ate thousands of rabbits growing up. One of 8 kids. Ooh, that's good experience to have, Kanchega. Kanchega said, Deb, so South Park. Zal said, Mersey Valley's really nice. MJ said, mix them together. That would be interesting, but I think what it'd do with the onion one is just make it less oniony. With the Mersey Valley original and the pickled onion one, it would be less oniony. Deb said 11:43 a.m. Adelaide weather not moist. Shannon said cheesy poofs are from South Park. Yeah, I remember that. Cartman is cheesy poofs, wasn't it? Screw you guys, I'm going home. Darren said so much cheese. Is someone trying to hide their stinky feet? No, we were talking about cheeses yesterday on the stream. And it made me really want cheese. So I went and got all different types of cheeses last night and crackers. I'm crackers about cheese. SW said, sorry if any has a pet rabbit. I used to, but a stray cat ate it. Aww. MJ said, that's only for blue cheese. Feet smell lol. Kanchegi Yowie said, Darren, no, just a cheesy subject. Deb said, we never know what we'll get up to with Hev. Darren said, Hev's the big cheese here. SW said, it's beer o'clock here in Victoria. Oh yeah, cheese and crackers is always good with alcohol if you're drinking. But yeah, I don't drink, so I enjoy my cheese and crackers with tea now. Am I really boring? Oh my God. No, I'm not that boring. Okay, guys, I think I'm going to wrap it up. I've had something to eat. Shannon said predictive programming works on Hev. Yeah, just have to mention cheese and my mouth waters. My dad sort of was a cheese person when I was growing up and got me to try all these different cheeses, and I love cheese. So there you go. Anyway, okay guys, I hope you have a good morning, afternoon or evening, and I'll try and be back tomorrow maybe. I'll see how I go. Anyway guys, take care. Prayers for everyone, and I'll talk to you soon. Okay guys, much love. Bye.
I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I've changed for the better this time. I thought I would never be fine. I strive just to say I'm alright, and for the first time in a long time I'm alright. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I'm not falling. I'll push all my chips and call all in. I'll bet on myself, you keep stalling. I hear destiny and it's calling. I'll keep my head up high through the downs and lows, and we're all going life. Still nobody knows, but I'ma choose what's right and take what comes and goes. And ain't no one in life holding me back no more. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays. Way back a year ago.